Shalom. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 27th chapter, 4th and 5th verse. As when one sifteth with a sieve, the refuse remaineth, so the filth of man in his talk. The furnace proveth the potter's vessel, so the trial of man is in his reasoning. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Next, double honors to the elder apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad, and for those that are searching out their salvation with fear and trembling before the names of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. This is Hawashai Nawana coming at you with a quick lesson, navigating a brief talk that I had with somebody that was, someone in the world. And the subject matter of that was basically like, how do you know you can trust someone, And having this knowledge, the great wisdom of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and to know these things is truly a gift and something else. I just marvel at it and glory at it, being just how perfectly, wonderfully wise it just is. Not, man, what words could you use, But nonetheless, so yeah, I was just wanting to navigate a thought based upon, how do you know you can trust someone type of situation. But for me, what that conversation is, how does the Lord know he can trust us, And what is it to really trust someone? How does the Lord look at one? And we know the Lord looks at the inner man. We know that the Lord beholds the way of men, but not only that, but has also created us. He knows who we are, So having this wisdom and this knowledge is no small deal. It's a very big deal. And so yeah, let's go on ahead. Let's navigate this real quick. So, subject matter though is, I was asked, how do you know you can trust someone? I had a few words to say about it. Let's navigate through the scriptures. All right. So, so like this says in Sirach, the 27th chapter, right? The 4th and 5th verse. 5th verse being the point, the furnace proveth the potter's vessel, so the trial of man is in his reasoning. So, so we are being seen for how we reason and how we do things in this earth, in these vessels that we've been given, these chains of darkness reserved into the day. But as when one sifteth with a sieve, the refuse remaineth, so the filth of man is in his talk. And it also says, isn't it the thing that comes out of a man that defiles him? I swear I was not doing this a moment ago, and now all of a sudden having to clear my throat. But it's in a man's speech, his talk. Once again, let's read this one more time. As when one sifteth with a sieve, the refuse of man, or the refuse remaineth, so the filth of man is in his talk. So yeah, that is the filth of man. It's definitely in his talk. It says that he speaks from the abundance of his heart, which would be your mind. All right. Actually, let's go here to Luke. Oops, too far. Let's go to Luke. Luke, the 6th chapter. Luke, the 6th chapter, the 45th verse. All right. It says, a good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasures of his heart, meaning mind, bringeth forth that which is evil. For the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. All right. So yeah, the refuse of the refuse remaineth, and the filth of man is in his speech. So that's what it says, right there. It's saying out of the good man, the good treasures, and out of the other man, the evil treasures. All right. And it says, for the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. This is a portion of trusting someone. You got to hear their speech. Ooh, there's another one I'm thinking of right now. Oh, it's evading me. It's evading me right now. Lord willing, it'll come to me, but it's not to be quick to. No, it's not the friend. It's Well, you know what? We're just gonna move on. I don't want to be hung up on trying to find one, but yeah, it's oh man, it's evading me right now. It's upsetting a little bit, but it's all right. So yeah, so the trial of man is in his reasoning, okay, and within these bodies, you know, we got to show our work. The first steps to being able to trust someone is in their speech and in their walk. You know, you know, what would be another point? You know, like the furnace of affliction, and you know what? And that's another thing. You know, the trial is in a man's reasoning. The Lord is proving us in the furnace of affliction. Isaiah, the 48th chapter. Isaiah, the 48th chapter. Okay. The 9th and 10th verse, it says, "For my name's sake will I defer mine anger, and for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off." The Lord was very pissed off at us. You read up above here. You know, it's going to show you how bad we were going off. You know? Yeah, we were just, I'm not going to go through reading it. I implore you to read it for yourself. But we were going off. The Lord is very pissed. All right? But here's verse 10, which is the point. It says, "Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction." And this is the furnace of affliction. This present life, you know, we're here on earth living out the sins, living out the punishment of our, you know, of our previous sins. All right, being chastised of the Lord now, having the truth. All right, being chastised now, you know, that we do not, you know, get condemned with the world. All right, but yeah, so this is our furnace of affliction, and the conditions of the battle is navigating this wickedness within our flesh by the good which is within the word, contained in the word, you know, of the Holy Scriptures. All right, and this is the trial of our reasoning. All right, and the Lord is watching all of our steps. But it says, "A man that fears the Lord will order his friendship aright." Now, this is the only way that you can begin to trust someone. But the main thing is, though, is that how do we know, you know, we want to pay attention to how the Lord is watching us and what it is that we're doing. Because understand, reasoning happens before one speaks. The Lord already knows you. So the thoughts and the meditations, well, there you go. What is that? That's Psalms. Salakia. That is Psalms. Let the thoughts of my heart and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Salakia, I'm gonna have to look this up. I think it was Psalms. Let me, meditations of my heart be acceptable. 19:14. Psalms 19 and 14. Psalms 19 chapter, the 14th verse. "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart," my mind, "be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer." You know, the Lord is looking at our inward parts. The Lord is always looking towards the inward man. 1 Samuel, you know, how does the Lord look at us? Yeah, you know, It's actually a very good example right there. I mean, this will say it all. This will say it all. Oops, no. It's 1 Samuel 6 and 1 Samuel 6. No, 1 Samuel 16. 1 Samuel 16. There it is. Yeah, 1 Samuel 16 and 7. But the Lord saith unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Okay? Yeah, the Lord looketh on the heart. Let me bookmark this. The Lord looketh on the heart. I'm going to have to revisit this one because this is a good story right here. But yeah, so the Lord looketh on the heart. He looks on the inward man. He sees you for exactly, he made you. Before thou came out of the belly, he knew thee. All right. Let's go to Sirach. Let's go back to Ecclesiasticus 20. Hold on. No, that's the 23rd chapter. The 23rd chapter, the 19th verse. All right. Which is where the point is at. And it says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. And this is the point. The Lord is looking towards the inward, looking at the inward man. You know, Salakia. All right, Salakia for that. Hopefully it doesn't continue like this. But so it says right there, you know, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. That's your thoughts. You know, I've mentioned this before, but, you know, like when you have a math class, I was terrible at school. I was terrible at school, man, and math was not cool. Now, building an engine, I could do that. As far as miking things in and stuff like that, that was the only time when I'm cool with math. But math, oh, man, I mean, really all of them. I was an A+ on PE, but I was the reigning champ. But anything else, man, was jacked. Anyway, back to it though. But math class, so you get your partial test and you can write down the answers and you'll pass. But on the quizzes you can do that. But on the tests, what is it? You have to show your work. See, that's what's going to get you jacked up. Because if your process wasn't correct, now when you show your work and when the answer is wrong, now the teacher has something to go back to show you exactly where you went wrong, and the teacher now knows what to correct. Okay? And this is likened unto the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father looks on the inward man. He knows what to correct. He knows who you are. He knows how you deal. All right? And that's the whole thing. We're looking to be accepted of the Heavenly Father and to order our friendships aright because we have fear of Him. All right? We've been left stewards over His creations. And that's all things. Hold on 1 second here. Let me plug in the phone before I... Salakia, one moment. There we go. All right. So yeah, back to it. All right. So the Lord is considering our inward parts. All right. Yeah, the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Yeah, this is the furnace of affliction, you know. And the trial is in our reasoning. Yeah. Oh, here. Another great point. Hebrews 4 and 12. And these are all the exact same point. Look at how the Lord is really looking at us, Hebrews, the 4th chapter, the 12th verse. It says, for the word of our power is quick and powerful. The word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents, meaning intentions, all right, is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart, your mind. All right. The Lord is, he's looking at you. He's understanding your way of reasoning. He is checking your math. He is seeing what it is that you're doing. He considers all of your thoughts. To men, yeah, we speak. And when we speak a thing, then we're judged on certain things that we do as far as speaking and that what we do. But the Lord, he judges not only those things, but also the inward man. He's looking at your thoughts. He's looking at your math and how you're doing things and seeing if you're actually ordering your friendship aright. And the difference is the fear of the Lord. That's the difference. The fear of the Lord is going to make all the difference. That's the difference of the weight on the scales. That's the difference of how you deal with somebody else. That's the difference on how you preach the word. Having fear of him, having fear of the things that you're saying, knowing whether or not you're deceiving. Are you, what kind of devices are you using? The Lord considers these things. He's looking at you. He watches us. All right. 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Let's get a couple more, but yeah, we just, want to make sure to serve the Lord as a faithful creator. All right. Let's see, so yeah, out of the abundance of the heart, I think we went to Mark 7 already. I'm not positive. Mark the 7th chapter, the 20th verse. No, we didn't, because that would have been a good precept to Luke, the 6th chapter, the 45th verse, out of the abundance of the heart. But here's Mark, the 7th chapter, all right? Mark, the 7th chapter, the 20th verse, and it says, and it reads, and as he said, that which cometh out of the man, that defileth the man. For from within, out of the heart of men proceedeth evil thoughts. So once again, let's break this down again. All right. Out of the heart of men proceedeth evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within. All right. Once again, I say it. It comes from within first. All right. All these evil things come from within and defile the man. All right. So knowing that, knowing that those things are within men, it says the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? The heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? And it's speaking of those things right here. So you must be watching what it is that you're saying. You must make sure that you're ordering your friendships aright, but really, make sure you're ordering yourself aright too. But yeah. And I'll close it off over here. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. All right. The Lord is looking on the inward man, and the trial of man is in his reasoning. This is the only way you can trust someone, is if you know that they're a man of the Lord, and that they're adhering to these laws, statutes, and commandments, and that they're calling on the same name as well. All right. And that they're calling on the same name, and they're, and they're in the word, All right. Those are the ones that I would say you can quote unquote you can trust. All right. Your brothers. It says, who are my brother? Who is my mother? Who is my mother, my brother, and my sister? Those who do the will of my Father who is in heaven. All right. But Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, I think it's the 15th verse. In the treasure, yeah, it is the 15th and the 16th verse. It says, our power hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me, because it is he that leadeth unto wisdom, and directeth the wise. For in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and knowledge of workmanship. All right, all knowledge, all wisdom, and Slakia, all wisdom also, and knowledge of workmanship. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is looking towards the inward man. He knows what it is you're doing. He understands workmanship. He understands, he knows your words. He understands men's devices. Actually, there's much more in that if you read down. Natures of living creatures, and the fruits and wild beasts, the violence of wind, and the reasonings of men, right here in the 20th chapter, right here, you know. There's so many other things to pick out. I just don't want to spend too much time picking them all out. But look, you know, you get to reading over here in the Wisdom of Solomon and prepare to get your mind blown. You're going to have to sit down and really, really read into this. Wonderful chapters. I mean, but for this subject matter, I would say, the Wisdom of Solomon and understanding wisdom, all right, and whose gift she is, I would say start at the 6th Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter, and read through Wisdom of Solomon, the 9th chapter. All right, and you'll have a good grasp of that. And beautiful poetry at its finest. All right, but so yeah, so it says right here, the natures of living creatures, and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds, and the reasonings of men. And what is the trial of men? It's in his reasoning. Okay? It's in his reasoning. So I'll close it off right here. How do you know you can trust someone? Hey, if they're speaking this word, and if they have this wisdom and they order their friendship aright because of the fact that they fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, those are the ones that you can, quote unquote, you can trust. All right? That you can trust in. All right? That you can lean upon. Otherwise, you don't want to be a friend of the world. All right? Unless you do good to them and you get recompensed evil for all the good that you have done to them. All right? You do good to the world, man, and you'll get recompensed evil for the good that you have done. You'll see. It only takes a little bit of time. Here's Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter. I'm just going to read through this because the point is down here, but hey, I'm going to read through it. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. If you have this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, you are the judges, the coming judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear, you that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord, and sovereignty from the highest, who shall try your works and search out your counsels. Because being ministers of his kingdom, you have not judged aright, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsels of our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Horribly and speedily shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places. We're in high places if you understand this knowledge. This is the highest knowledge anywhere. This is the word of the Lord, man. For mercy will soon pardon the meanest, but mighty men shall be mightily tormented. For he which is Lord over all shall fear no man's person, neither shall he stand in awe of any man's greatness. For he hath made the small and great, and careth for all alike. But a sore trial shall come upon the mighty. Unto you therefore, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom, and not fall away. For they that keep holiness holily shall be judged holy. And they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. Wherefore, set your affection upon my words, desire them, and ye shall be instructed. Wisdom is glorious, and never fadeth away. Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her. All right. But I'm going to close it out right here. Hey, the trial of man is in his reasoning. And without wisdom, you're not going to reason well. All right. Without wisdom, you're lost. Without these holy scriptures, without these holy scriptures is death and destruction. All right. But hopefully this was spiritually edifying, unto the house of Israel, and to whom is hearing it. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Next, double honors to the elder apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad, and for those that are searching out their salvation with fear and trembling. This is Yahweh Shai now and now. Stay prayed up, and until next time, Abaratazah, Shalom.